Yeah, Charlie. The guys are in the studio with me today as well, and I'm hoping from wherever you're tuned in, you are having a great day. If you are not having a great day, we are hoping that in the time we'll be with you, we'll put some smiles on your face. You know, we're lightening the load because Ghana literally hot. Like today, it's 39 degrees out there. Yeah, it's 39 degrees out there, man. So you know, we say Ghana hot figuratively, literally Ghana hot. No be small, guys. Welcome to the show. Muftar Nabila, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good
How
afternoon.
are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How is you?
Me is fine. Me is fine. Danny K, how is you as well? Pursue. And wherever you are, I hope you are doing well as well. 055-111-11997. On the menu today, we have an assortment of local, continental, and Dutch dishes as well. We are going cross-continental. We'll start from Holland in Ghana.
I love it.
Hi, Martin.
Hi, hello.
How would you describe this game?
Yeah, I think we deserved an 3 points over winning. But now you see, we come a lot of times now in the box. So we did a lot of training about this. Nice sessions. The boys fight for their life. And I think we have 2 times 45 minutes control about the game. Only finishing on this moment is the question now. But if we continue to do this, it will be happen for sure.
When I checked on my statistics board, you had over 60% of the possession. How do you intend to translate this dominance in possession into goals so that you can be winning games?
Yeah, to give them confidence and take every time what we did the 14 days now before this match. Every time to come in the box and from up behind to build up in the midfield on the wingers and the strikers. We did a very good job, but we wait for the goal, and that's what we need.
Hamza started today and he really impressed. He had a very good game. Your impressions about his performance?
Yeah, sure. I'm very happy for him. If I see him jumping and I see some things from Romario, the Brazilian player, so I'm very happy. Look, there is a deep problem in Ghana football. I will tell you in short time.
What is the problem?
The problem is also in the national team, wingers and strikers. I keep it saying, and it's not only with us, also in the national team, also in the other clubs. And then you say, yeah, other clubs score. Reality say we have 5 points.
This team belongs to the fans.
Yeah.
They get disappointed when they don't get the results. What are you telling them after this draw?
Yeah, what can I tell? We will do everything to win games. Actually they must come and look how we work with the boys. And I think I am not the problem. And also not the players. They give everything. But we need experience and we need actually a goal. And then we step over the problem.
Better luck.
Martin Koopman, Hartefok Dutch master. He says Ghana football has a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem of Ghana football. He said we are not scoring goals, and it's not a problem that we can isolate Hartefok from. It's a Black Stars problem, and this week it's been trending a lot. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the most commented on videos on the Star Times YouTube account, because I mean it started a really great conversation, and so that is why we are here at Game Plan, to expand it, to see if really the striking problem is a Ghana football problem. Let's know what you think. 055-111-1997. We have also other news involving Hartefok, because apparently last night there was a crunch meeting, there was a big meeting, there was a hot meeting, there was a big problem meeting as well. We'll update you on that. Plus, the Manchester Derby is on. It will be on. It will be kicking off at a very unique time, at a time that you normally don't associate for the Manchester Derby. We'll update you. And Classico, Charlie, Classico Pioneer. Hey, Classico will die like that. Look, there was a time that 5 days to Classico, there was nothing being talked about. It was the one match that could shut down the English Premier League. You know what I'm saying? So nobody will be thinking about Premier League that weekend. Everybody is talking about Classico, you know. when a certain short man and a certain tall man were in that league. These days, Classico makes some way. Anyway, we'll talk about that as well and any other business. There was Champions League this week, and we'll look at that. It's all here on Game Plan. Time here, 31 after 1.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Yeah, as usual, you can get us on the various social media handles at Joy Sports GH. You would see that we have the X space or the Twitter space link there. You can listen to us there. Guys, please, while I'm doing the telling them, please share it on your individual handles as well so that we reach more people. It's also live on YouTube. You can get it on the Joy 99.7 FM YouTube handle, and also on Facebook, Joy Sports. You can get it there on Joy Sports as well. So, Hearts of Oak, Ghana Premier League. It's not started too well for them, to put it very mildly. The coach has brought a conversation that is pertinent. So the backstory is that Hearts drew again, this time against FC Samatex. And he says that they played well. The boys are giving everything. I want you to know that. He's doing his best to isolate the boys. In fact, at yesterday's crunch meeting, we understand, he defended the boys to the hilt. Martin Koopman even told the management that he does not like the tone of management members when they are talking to the boys. And that when they are talking to the players, they should show some respect because the boys are giving everything and that it will take time to click. You don't often hear that. And I think, Charlie, but people say be the man way sharp. You say
the guy is so brony. That's why he say the things.
Hey, what do you want to tell our coaches?
Yes, our coaches don't go fit tell the management team say they can't talk to the boys like that.
Charlie,
they'll put their hands behind their back.
No, some do.
Some do, eh? Anyway, so they say Koopman say
of them come out publicly to do it.
No, Koopman did not say it publicly. That's the point.
That's the point.
No.
It was in a meeting. Yes, it was in a meeting.
No, but he has defended them in this clip.
What actually transpired was the fact that he decided to put his head on the chopping block and shelved his players. He's out to protect his players.
Yes, he said if they like the players.
So what I'm saying, you're talking about two different things. There's one thing for a manager to protect the players.
To tell you that
and there's one
when
thing
you're
for a
speaking
manager
to the players, I call the players some respect.
And that one I've not heard it before. In Ghana. I know in Ghana. Yes, it's true. This one is not. It's
okay. Off air, I go mention one they give you.
I've seen.
Off air, I go mention one they give you.
Their players, like publicly, privately, but for them to do it in the way this man has done it, as we hear he's done it, telling management members that Charlie guy is toned down. The boys don't be small boys.
You can't talk to them like that.
Don't talk to my players like that. Be careful. Yeah.
And so I mean, what we are hearing is that the players are really down for the man. You know, but if they are down for the man, Charlie, they should be scoring goals there because it's not working. Yeah. So Danny K and Sicho and Muftau will give us some backstories on that. But Muftau, you have any information about the meeting? I was trying to give it yesterday. I've started.
You just gave us a perfect picture of what transpired at the meeting yesterday. Where?
Why you the ant way do at the enter meeting?
You see, Muftau's employment letter at Multimedia.
Yeah.
The KPI inside, they say you have to be
inquisitive.
Exactly. You understand? They don't call him filler man for nothing. In fact, on Muftau's file, Muftau Nabila Abdullahi, he's the only person who has AKA filler man. You know, so apart from DJ Black and then Andy Dusty and those guys, he's the only sports president in the whole multimedia where they have AKA on his official documents. Filler man. Yeah.
Okay. So just to give you some of the things I hear transpired at a meeting yesterday. One of the things I was made to understand was the fact that the management members actually feel that fans deserve better. So far, the performances haven't been great. They were expecting to have a very good season. I remember speaking to a board member who told me that they were expecting to be at the top of the Premier League table by this time of the season. But unfortunately, it hasn't been. So they wanted to have an understanding of what actually the problems are. And I was made to understand that during the meeting, the coach told them that the boys are doing very well at training grounds. In fact, some of the management members and board members often go to training sessions to watch them. So they are wondering what actually the problem is, that they don't translate the performances they see at the training grounds to matches. And what the coach told them was that it takes time. It would come. But like we heard him speak publicly the last time, it is more of a major issue when it comes to scoring. And he feels that it will take time before the boys would gel and deliver the results that everyone is seeking for. But he wants everyone to be patient. He wants everyone to throw their weight behind the players. He wants everyone to accord the players some respect. He says that the club is what it is because of players. Without players, you don't exist. So it is a position of the head coach that the players are giving their all, but they need the support of everyone to be able to deliver. And as you mentioned, one of the things that we've often made to understand about the relationship between management and players is often that some management members, sometimes they feel that they are doing players a favor.
Yeah.
And this was where Martin Koopman didn't take it lightly. That's why he made it clear to the leadership of Hearts of Oak that the players deserve some respect. The players, they sacrifice a lot. They give everything to the club. And everyone who is in this meeting should be seen to be supporting the players and not speak to the players in how they want. So Martin Koopman's position was that, yes, accord the players some respect, results would come, let's be patient, let's not press the panic button, and everything will come falling in place for us. That was basically what I was made to understand transpired at the meeting.
Okay, so this topic, we are taking this topic because he has expanded the discussion, not just to Hearts of Oak who have not started the season well. He says it's a Ghanaian problem. Indeed. It was only last week, I think I saw one of us, I don't know if it was Danny, who noted that the average scoring rate in the Ghana Premier League has been atrocious.
That was during game plan.
During game plan, yes. So
that's a game plan. Sports zone.
Sports zone. So this is
we all agreed to.
We all agreed, to that one as well. So Sicho, you want to extrapolate his point, but okay, let me start with Danny. Danny did an article on myjoyonline.com. Yeah. So Danny, what did your article basically say in summary?
So it was
so please give us the title of the article so that people can Google it and go and read. Read English. Yeah.
Daniel Cranting.
Yeah.
Koopman is not wrong.
Koopman is not wrong. All right. So why do you say so?
Look, Gary, was just to provide evidence. So it's something that over the years I had noticed. That's why when I said it on Sports Zone, I had not done research. It was by observation. But, of course, in this job, you must provide evidence so that if anybody wants to take me on...
Stats and data.
Thank you. I can stand one-on-one and I can handle you. Yeah. So I went to do some digging. And to be honest, it was very alarming. Let me start by saying Koopman wasn't wrong. Now, the reaction for me that I was getting on social media, various platforms, on what Koopman was said, it's like... we are behaving like a sports child who has left the mother's house and gone to the auntie's house, and the auntie is scolding you, and you are saying because it's your auntie you will not take the punishment, or you will not understand the reasoning behind why she's scolding you. It's like only your mother can scold you. That is we are not sport. Let's not be sport children.
Yeah, let's not behave like sport kids.
Look, you take the message and you try and separate it from the messenger. Maybe you don't like where the message is coming from, and I understand. But when somebody says something like this, and let's not act like we don't know the Black Stars are also struggling to score, you must go further and try and see whether what he's saying makes sense or not. And from the numbers, this season alone, in fact, let's start with this season, where we've reached at this point in the Ghana Premier League, we are averaging 2 goals a game. So the average, in fact, it doesn't even reach 2. It's like 1.9. But let's say 2. We're averaging 2 goals per game. If you share it proportionately throughout the across the 18 teams, each team is managing 1 goal a game. And that is atrocious. So when I saw it, I was like, really? Then I went back to last season and went to look at the averages for last season.
The whole
34 games. It was very similar numbers. Then I went back 2 seasons to go and look. Very similar numbers. In fact, it is 1.01, 1.05, 1. So basically all of them is 1.0.
Yeah.
And that's for the past 3 seasons. The past 3 full seasons in addition to the current season we are in. That has been the average for Ghana Premier League clubs. Now if you compare that to what is happening in Nigeria is about 2.5 a game. We are talking about the Premier League. Premier League is almost hitting 3. Was just about 3. Yeah, Premier League is just about 3. The Bundesliga is about 3.5.
3 goals per game.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went back to think to myself. I was like, okay, fine. He made a specific statement and he said strikers and wingers are not scoring goals. So I went back to look at the top goal scorers charts for the past 3 seasons. Now, in fact, before I even looked at that, I noticed that, at least from the records I got, since Yano is no longer a Ghana international,
he's not a Ghanaian. Yes, he's never been actually, because never played for us.
The Ghanaian strikers in the Ghana Premier League, nobody has hit 20 goals since Ishmaelado. So I see that in my heart caught. I say, hey. And to be fair, Ishmaelado's time, they were not 18 Premier League teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it means these guys are getting more matches. At least for the past 3 seasons, we've had more matches.
In which to even score more.
To score more. But still, it's not happening. So you look at the guys who have hit 20s, Yano is a Tuga. If you look at averages, and of course, we don't. This one will be a stretch, but Victoria Ndebayo was on track to.
Yeah.
If he had continued in the form. All these guys are not Ghanaian. And you look at the Ghanaians who are hitting, you are talking about last season's top goal scorer, Abednego Tete.
Yeah.
He hit 18 goals in a 34 game season, and we're giving him fans. But when you go deeper, it's really not that impressive. When you compare it to, and you see, I always say compare yourself to the best. That's how you if I'm sitting here and I want to be the best, I can't be comparing myself to. You have to go as far as your mind can take.
You will not compare yourself to Karim.
Karim, don't mind him. Don't mind him. Karim, you are the real MVP.
Karim, don't mind him.
But when you look at the German Bundesliga, okay, it's also an 18-team league, and you have like on an average the 3rd person on the goal scorers chart hitting 20 goals.
How many goals are Bundesliga averaging per game? Should be something like close to 4.
Yeah, 3.5 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they scored 12 goals. Like
so 3.5 something, that's almost 4. So
that's almost 4. So you have on an average the 3rd person on the Bundesliga scorer sheet over the past 3 or 4 seasons at least hits 20 goals.
Yeah.
Like you are hitting 20, minimum 20. So I was like, okay, now Koopman's comments are beginning to make sense, because this is serious. We are not seeing Ghanaians being constant on the top scorer sheet, hitting a certain threshold, and then also the teams in general are not scoring goals. So I took it to the Black Stars. Let me also see maybe if this thing also translates to the Black Stars. Yes, we always say that Ghana is not scoring, Black Stars are not scoring. But I went back the last 2 years to October 2021. And the average goals the Black Stars have scored during that period is 1.1 goals.
For the last what?
For the last 2 years.
Since October 2021.
That's 29 matches that the Black Stars have played, both internationals and
a goal per game.
A goal per game.
That's virtually the same as what we have in the league.
In the league?
Yes. Yeah. Data.
Yeah.
Per the data.
No, check like Koopman, you don't talk before.
No,
the guy.
I think Koopman probably might have done something before going for that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because the way you answered the question was, I'll tell you the problem. I'll tell you very quickly.
Yeah.
Just sum it up.
Yes.
And then he just threw it out there, and then he has gone to look into it. And I mean, he work by then. He puts in numbers to what Koopman said. Yeah.
Look. So I said, okay, fine. This thing I've said, some people they were not good in maths in school. So let me simplify it.
Say it in English.
If the Black Stars are averaging a goal per game, what it means is that in an absence of a clean sheet, Ghana probably we can't win games.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when I said that with my mouth, I said, okay, fine. This thing, if I go and say it on game plan, some 2 known person somewhere will come and go back and say, hey, then you are lying. So I went back and I brought the evidence. In the last 18 games over the 2-year period where the Black Stars have conceded, we've won only 4.
My goodness.
In the last
In the last 18 games, within the last 2 years, where Ghana has
conceded.
Yes, failed to keep a clean sheet. We've
won
won
just
only 4 over 18.
Hence Comoros and Gabon. Instance.
Charlie, come on, and Gabon say we don't win them.
That's it. Once you've conceded, like I'm saying, hence, yes.
Look, so I said, yeah. Bola Koopman. It's like you had a very serious point, though. So, Gary, I went back and I started thinking. And I found this very interesting article on why the Ivorians had produced a lot of strikers over the years. And I found that it was a very deliberate attempt from their academy. I went back to read another article on the Spanish football system and how they train their players and how they prioritize technique. That is why they have a lot of players who are very comfortable with the ball. Midfielders, you go and find a Spanish defender who passes better than Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
So you see, what I'm saying is
Scott to appreciate.
Just like that.
Oh, don't do that. So you see, Gary, this thing all boils down to leadership and taking control of your own narrative.
Charlie, the thing there, if you go, they come back to the same
I can
thing.
tell you this bold fact. In the past 30 years in this country, we've seen only 2 prolific Ghanaian strikers, Tony Boy and Baby Jet. That is not a result of your system. That's the result to God, a natural talent.
It's an outlier.
They are outliers. God just blessed us. He said you will every day DM and CM midfielders. So
you get some small wingers and
everybody they play small pools.
So God just dashed us to Nibua and especially Baby Jet. Oh, baby. So look, Gary, if we don't take control of our own narrative and all these things, it boils down to football philosophy, DNA. No, you understand? DNA. No, called football. That thing, a trim, it's past and gone. As in the way we practice it.
Oh, exactly. I was going to say it's not that the idea of code.
No.
The way we have not evolved the concept. Because at the time that it served us well, it worked.
It worked
for the time that it was,
But it came, so we need to catch up. Okay, somebody did DNA. He spent about 2.5 years, or was it 3 years in this country?
About 2 years.
About 2 years in this country, putting together a document on how to. And you see, I saw the tweet that basically announced his departure from the country, and the sort of comments that were coming from, and I thought it was very unfair, because during that 2-year period, me personally, I'm very interested in that side of football, youth football development. So
who are we talking about?
Bernard. Yeah, Uncle Bernard. So I used to visit Uncle Bernard from the time he started this. And I'll ask questions.
You used to visit him?
Oh, I'll go to his place because I wanted to know. Then I'll ask him questions. Then he'll tell me. And I'll not necessarily ask him questions on what he was doing.
Sure.
On his observation of the way we run our football,
how did they see the Ghana, no, basically?
Look, the things Koopman said, Bernard said it. And that was about 2021 day or 2021, 2 years ago. Bernard had said that Ghana strikers here, we don't know how to score. In fact, he had an interview with, I don't know if you remember, but he had an interview with Benedict at the Accra Sports Stadium. It was an under 17. I've forgotten the year, but it was an under 17. He had an interview with Benedict where he mentioned that one of our main problems was goal scoring. And as he was here, he would try and help them solve the problem. But you are only as useful as your bosses want you to be. That one, I'll see it. You are only as useful. Look, you can be the most talented person in this world. If the person who is instructing you, your leader, doesn't allow you to flourish, you will not be as good, you will not be able to realize your full potential. So the GFA, no, first of all, open that book for us to see. You understand? So that we can check you. Because the first thing in that book, no, when I'm sat in this chair, the one I'm sitting on, because that day I was sitting there. Yeah, he was sitting here. Guy, you can't do the coach football the way we are running it and properly implement this document. Why am I saying that? The document talks about coaching education. Yeah? It talks about fusing grassroots football with the school system. If the coach football coaches, no, who are they? They are not the ones who teach in schools.
Yeah.
They set up their teams. They are sitting at home. When the children finish from school, they come spend 2 hours. They go away. So how are you going to get access to coach them if your coaching education, and they've already started, it is towards PE teachers? So you are coaching the coaches somewhere, and the players are going to be playing under somebody somewhere. The two can't marry themselves, and that in itself is already a fundamental problem. So the stakeholder engagement they went to do, I wonder what came out of that meeting, because already that's a fundamental flaw in it. Guy, Charlie, we have serious problems. So.
All right. So Danny has diagnosed it.
Yeah, just a quick one.
With the numbers and the stats, Muftar.
One thing that I have realized in this country is the fact that the people who are experienced and can groom talents rather wants to be at the top. They're not interested in grooming the young talents from the bottom. I remember having a conversation with one German coach called Rottimoller, and this man has been in coaching for nearly 40 years of his life. Guess where his interest is, or guess where FIFA wants him to be working? The youth level.
Yeah, but he will make money. But if you come and do that in Ghana, you go hungry.
But the point is this. The point is this. In this country, say a coach like Mr. Minta, Maxwell Konedu, Ibrahim Tanko, I'm not sure they will be willing to go and be handling young kids and groom them.
Why
there.
should they, when all the bonuses of those coaches who have been there before hasn't been paid before?
So that is where we have a problem. That is where we have a problem.
So it's not the coaches.
Now you are directing the kids to go and be training with PE teachers who probably have got zero education about coaching. How do you expect us to groom talents that will feed into scoring goals and create systems like Dan Okroto was talking about? So it means that we need to create a platform where the most experienced coaches who can groom talents and create a system and develop talents to suit it would be willing to go back there and work. Other than that, if we continue to say, oh, school systems, so PE teachers should train the kid, trust me, by the time he gets to secondary school, the legs are heavy. He can't change.
They do on the spot. Tutu. Oh.
See, in my area, there's one gentleman there who trains 8, 12, 13-year-old kids. I was there watching him with someone who is a coach, right? And in the end, the kids will run here, run there, run here, go there. Out fast, and they started kicking the ball. Munchendi, separate them. They started play. 8, 12, and 13-year-old kids. And this is a man, simply because he has passion for it, he feels he's coaching them. But what exactly is he teaching these kids? But these are the players we are looking at to get up the ladder and come and score goals for us. Are we creating a system that will succeed? I think we have to really look at how we can devise our systems and get people who really have the knowledge about coaching and grooming talents to work at the lower level.
Sticho.
Danny, Chairman, what about Juma? I like the fact that he's put numbers too. You see, when the optics were glaring, they were very clear that Ghana, we've got a goal scoring problem. And I've been lucky enough to work on the Ghana Premier League for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And I've traveled around the country to watch games, some which you just quite clearly see that they are not going to score. You just see the goalless draw from the start. There are games you just see one goal. You know, rarely do you see a game that excites you with plenty of goals. And football's entertainment is drawn from when the ball hits the back of the net more than anything. Yeah. Everything else is extra. That is why strikers are the most expensive people. They make the most money in the sport.
They win
are the most sought
awards.
after. They win the most because they define that game. It is their moments that people remember. Those are the moments. Everybody remembers Vinicius Junior's goal that won the Champions League against Liverpool, but nobody remembers how good Courtois was on that day, unless you want to critically think about that fixture. It is everybody remembers Ronaldo and Messi for the magical moments, those things.
Not the Sulia.
Not the Sulia and the 360. It is those free kicks that Messi hit so well against Alisson. That sticks in the mind. Those are the moments. And so when people say that Ghana's game is not entertaining, it's not because we don't have people who dribble. It's not because we don't have people who can pick passes. It's because we don't have enough to cheer about. And the loudest cheer you have from any football game is when the ball crosses the line, hits the back of the net. So when the coach said that, it was true. Now, there are other issues when they want to talk about Hartlepool. But the truth is, for Hartlepool, who in that team has a record of at least scoring more than 10 goals a season?
At any level.
At any, like, for let's say every team scores. And when the manager, I've heard Hartlepool fans say it's the coach's problem. The coach is not, he has to get goals out of the players. But before him, who in that Hartlepool team has scored 10 goals a season? Obin Junior is still there.
No, I can't realize that he even did 7.
He's never been a goal scorer. He's never been it. So Hartlepool have got that problem in the side, and this season continue. They don't concede goals. They've conceded what, 2 goals?
Yes.
Scored 1 goal. So everything else.
Have they considered 2?
Twice.
Yeah, they considered twice.
Yes.
Against Tamale and then
everything else from goalkeeper, defender, midfield is good. But when they have to put the ball in the back of the net, they can't find the back of the net, and you are creating decent chances. That can't be coaching. That can't be only coaching. It has to be something more than that, because I can't believe that a team defends well, holds midfield well, creates decent chances, but can't score. Nobody can teach.
If I just to add to it, they are averaging 9.5 shots a game. That's Hartlepool.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's just 1 goal.
That is a woeful lot. So that can't be only down to coaching. It is for me down to more of personnel than coaching. Now when you extend it to, generally what he says about, even Kotoko is averaging a goal per game this season.
Yeah.
Kotoko, they play 6 games. They score a goal per game. And Kotoko is supposed to be, entertaining the biggest club, and so generally that is a fact. We have to be humble enough to admit and accept that we don't produce good enough goal scorers. You see, and when you come to our national team as well, it's even worse, because that one we don't even create for them to miss.
It's true.
Hilton in team or Otto. You see,
once in a while, could do just hit ball from somewhere to score.
Asamoah's time, even though we didn't create so much, that's why I give a lot of credit to Asamoah. When you watch his goal, he go real.
Scraps.
The guy was Takashi, like, you won't create.
You mean he was making a way where
He
there
was
no way?
finding ways. Jan, the goal that the long balls to him that will make the run.
Yeah.
Those balls, they go against Angola, the malaria goal. If Jan missed it, nobody's going to say he's missed a glorious chance.
Yeah.
They go against Egypt at the Babaya in that World Cup decider. If he had missed it, nobody was going to say Jan had missed the glorious opportunity. When Jan set out for the Black Star around
2010 AFCON against Angola, that's
that's what I'm saying.
He mentioned
nobody's going to say that goal. That was when he had that goal.
Yeah.
They go against Algeria.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to blame Jan for missing that. So he's never really had the clearest of goal scoring opportunities all the time. I remember from 2006, 2007, 2008, he used to miss a lot of chances. And he had a lot of stakes for that. That team created a lot.
Yeah.
Post that period, he had to really manufacture something. Now, this Black Stars team is different. The boys know they create stuff, make the killers miss them. Like, Inaki doesn't miss chances for the Black Stars. Samanya doesn't miss chances for the Black Stars. And that is why when they have a little sniff, they are even under pressure to make the most of it, and they make nothing out of it. So our problem, even with the national team, is bigger than what Hartlepool and Kotoko are facing. At least Namte is creating something. At least
Ouattara is doing
but
something.
but the Black Stars issue is different. That one is like we play the games we played recently against Mexico, against USA, and before that Central African Republic. You don't see the chances. You are begging for them to lay the balls onto strikers. Strikers are making runs, the balls don't go there. And it has to. And again, I like where Danny summed up when he tied it down to. You see, football is not an accident anymore. Football is gone are the days where the only country that, if you like, played differently was Brazil because theirs was down to dribbling and everybody else played similarly. It's gone. It's past. Right now, people have identified how to make the most of their physical structure. Every country has their peculiar physical structure. If you go to Italy, as you mentioned, they are not necessarily well built as Germans or English or the Dutch. They know that they are not necessarily masculine, in terms of. So they want to use the ball a lot more, let the ball run. So the way they train their goalkeepers is even different. The way they train their defenders is even different. If you go to England, those days when they were playing route one, it was because they had big strikers. They would bully your defenders. So it was a necessary method. When
for their physique.
Say Bobby Charlton them were winning the World Cup. If you go and look at the ball they were playing, it was the best brand of football at the time because they would go long. And some Bobby Charlton was an attacking midfielder. If they chase the ball down to him, he hits the ball. It's a goal. He scored twice in the final. So that style at the time was important for England. These days, it doesn't work because they are not as physically dominant over others. People too pick up, so they have to change their style. What's ours? Like when we look at ourselves as Ghana, how do we want to? Senegal are doing it. Let's not make a mistake.
People are doing it.
People are doing it on the continent too.
Morocco have done it.
Algeria are saying that maybe the academy go chair. So all the killers who are affiliated to us, bring them home. They are talking to Olise from Crystal Palace. They've got Osama Wa to come and play. So countries are finding ways of modeling their football to get them to win things. But when we come here, it is talk, not work. Because you can't tell me for months after releasing what we called our DNA, which wasn't even put through tests. We don't know how far with it. At least we have to see something by this time. And I hope there's something is being done about it. Because for our under 15, under 17, by now we should have known that that group of people or players are being trained with what we perceive to be our DNA. So that in the next 2 years we know, here it doesn't work, they reform it. So there's a buffer period for you to, it's like you're releasing the beta version
to tweak.
The beta version of every app or
everything.
So you drop it, and then while you are using it on a group of talents like under 15, under 17,
of course, the beta version is always to get comments and improvements.
Yes. So when you release the beta version, it helps you too. But when you just drop it and you don't know where it starts from and where it ends, it's a problem. Finally, on the coach football thing and the coaches, listen. People can decide to do their coach football. Call kids and let them play in the community.
It's good for recreation.
When you want to go pro, there has to be an assimilation culture or process. So as for the community, where it's from top down, you get big voice, you get footballs. You want the boys to come and play. At that stage, it's good.
Feel free.
They have to train, they have to sweat, they have to exercise. It is just let them play.
It's recreation.
It's recreation.
Yeah.
Right? So they should play.
They say make we can't register. With the carry, if I pay big money, them carry your picking can't register.
No, whatever it is. If your compound big enough for your child to play.
No, so he has a compound.
So he has a compound in his place. Your child, how many friends does he have to play with and enjoy football?
Exactly.
He'll play with his
The man has mobilized. The man has mobilized a group of.
So what you are paying is mobilization fee,
Yes.
compound fee,
Football fee,
football
fee,
and enjoyment.
and enjoyment.
Okay, so
and shouting fee.
in fact, I actually had a conversation with a gentleman.
Yeah,
So the payment was supposed to be 300 Ghana cedis for each.
per month.
No, like that's like more of admission.
Okay.
100 cedis per month, and I'll buy 2 footballs, and I'll buy them kiss.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So yes.
That one safe.
And it's you see.
8,500,
Oh no, some in fact, I spoke to your friend Yvonne. There are some people who actually pay 2,000 plus so to register their kids. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is these avenues are important. In fact, for a child to the first love that they can have for sports is the freedom to try it.
Exactly. And
Like
as,
there's
and
no
as we
pressure.
know, in those other jurisdictions, Spain and things, they will let you play for a while.
Play like just do anything.
You know, Nathan always says this, that from age 6 to they let you just play.
Just play. You don't know
Start
any position, nothing
identifying.
like. Let them just go and play. Watch others and learn. Like, hey, this person, there's a dribble, there's a cross. Let me try. Let them just. So that avenue is good. But when we are talking about going pro and developing talents, we have to separate it from what we have as schools football now.
Yeah.
Right? That is where the proper coaches come in. Not just, but even if you go to the UK, they are community coaches who are not necessarily trained.
Boys,
but like they are, then those day, like they know ball. Like you like this, you watch ball, you go fit talk some. So you go fit, then you go, you gather boys.
That works. I go coach my village.
But when
quick one.
When the likes of
how can I be buying them balls and I'm not going to coach them?
when the likes of Declan Rice, Mason Mount, and others want to down go pro, they have to find themselves in the Chelsea Academy in London.
Yeah.
So if you're in Accra, or you're in Accra, I should say, and you are playing community football under some coach, and then you feel that your talent is good enough to merit you a professional football career,
Go for trials.
then you have to find yourself in a proper Heart to Folk Academy, Liberty Academy, Accra Lions Academy, Olympics Academy, or in Kumasi, Kotokos Academy, King Faisal Academy, Nations FC Academy, or all the other small clubs there. They are youth systems. You play or justify and they assimilate you. That is where the proper youth coaches
Will take over. Will build on from your years of freedom and hone it and identify you and put you
And
as
even
a
their staff, if you're not good enough, they will bounce you.
Yeah.
You have to go and find another one.
Yeah. Like Pogba, you don't see the bounce him.
Quick.
Yeah.
Oh, they bounce.
But the clever is Chelsea bounce him.
Yeah.
They say he wasn't good enough because at that time his body something. So as for the coach, let them play. But when the country decides that it is the way to go, that is where I fear. When as a country we believe that it is the way to go, it is the way to identify talents, it is the way to find talents, because it brought Steven Appiah, it brought what in 2023. That is where my heart they do me some way.
No, but even those days,
Yeah.
we would all recall watching them organize Cow Lane versus Manpro B
And all those things.
and those ones, they were properly organized, and these boys were part of a proper system. In as much as it was anyone within the community who feels that I'm a youth leader and I can coach and I bring the boys together to play. These matches were quite competitive, and it gave people an opportunity to look at the talents and then determine whether this is a talent good enough for me to take to my club or not.
That is what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying, that
Let them do it.
yes.
Let them do it. But when you want to go pro, there has to be an assimilation process. Unfortunately, the clubs that have to take over from the community, we don't have them because they don't have
That's
the
the
system
point.
and the platform.
So that's where the fear is.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's what the fear is.
that's the massive. Because if you go to under 17, every player who leaves Ghana to go and play under 17 at any level, whether WAFU or AFCON or World Cup or under 20 or under 23, doesn't want to come back to the country.
Yeah.
They are going to under 17 and under 20 and under 23, knowing that if they play well, they have a contract outside Ghana. Do you think that if Kotoko, Hearts, all these clubs that have made Ghana Stars had proper youth systems where their players are going to under 17, after under 17, where do you go back to? You go back to that youth system to go and continue development.
Yeah.
But after under 17 in Ghana, where do you come back to?
We are gone.
That is the massive problem. When Sancho and Foden and Co finished playing under 17 tournaments and they won, Angel Gomez and Co. Angel Gomez went back to Man United's academy. Sancho and Foden went back to City's academy. All the other boys went back to their respective club
go and
academies
continue
to go and
develop-
continue the development for what would happen to them at under 20.
Because you don't reach.
Because you
You
don't
see-
reach, but here we don't have it. So when the boys after under 17 and under 20, they have to find contracts and travel.
No,
And not even that, Muftau, before you come in, when we finish under 17 and under 20 and they excel,
Yeah.
then because you see, as a people, all of us have not appreciated this system that ideally should be working. Then we all start shouting that under 17 and under 20 boy
Bola.
should go to Black Star.
Bola.
Go to Black Star.
Bola.
you see,
Bola.
So if I go Black Star,
Yes.
so,
Black Stars.
so that is why Koopman's comments and that's why you see, I thought it was important for us to expand on it.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to
It's a national
other-
conversation that needs to be had.
For the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about
It's
this.
a national conversation that has to
Daniel
be had.
mentioned something
Yeah,
which
Muftau.
was quite important: leadership. I think the institution in charge of the governance of football should create this platform where every single club, I'm sure it is something they are now trying to do,
Yeah.
should at least have an under 17, so that when your under 17 player is picked up to go for a tournament and he comes back to your under 17.
And under 17 that plays its own league. It doesn't have to be national. It can be regional.
That's the
It
point.
can be district.
Yeah.
It can be.
And I recall,
It can be.
I was there.
you know-
I covered that
Launch.
summit the FA had in Cape Coast in 2017, where they were going to make it mandatory for every club to have under 17
Kasa.
team, so that they will organize under 17 league.
Kasa.
And in fact,
It boiled down to logistics. That's why it failed.
You see,
Because Charlie,
and that is why, Gary, I've always said that
it's not
in Ghana,
yeah.
we pamper everything. You see, if you don't have money to people are not investing enough in this club because they have not been pushed. Let's give clubs ultimatum that if you don't have under 17s
can't
from
play
next 2
Premier
years, you can't play the Premier League. You see the number of clubs when you go and find that money.
when CAF said if you don't have a women's club, you cannot play the Champions League.
You-
Now they all have
You
women's
will
clubs.
see the number of clubs that it will push. Right now, they are all being lazy because
It's
What?
not a rule.
there's nothing
So we
that-
need
not that
regulations.
strict.
We
That's
need,
Nkwan.
we
Yes.
need regulations
Yes,
that
that's
must guide
leadership.
these teams.
that can be enforced.
Before you become or you register to compete next season, if you don't have under 17, you are never going to be
Otherwise,
registered.
you registered.
So,
And there's
take your
nothing
team
wrong.
out.
There's nothing wrong if Ghana plays a league with 12 teams,
There's nothing wrong with it.
10 teams,
There's nothing wrong with
15
it.
teams.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Ghana,
even
Ghana
18.
Super League.
Ghana Super League, we can play
If we
a
do
league
that and we
with
are
10
going to be very
teams.
competitive, why is it a crime?
We can play a league with 10 teams, and every fixture will have it 4 times in a season.
Quick.
It works.
I
Other
would even
places are doing
prefer.
it.
Yeah.
I would even prefer
Some
we have
places
12
do
teams.
it.
Yeah.
So someone are doing it. So if you have a league of 10 teams and all these 10 teams are complying to things that will develop the sport, it is by far better than having 18 clubs who are not complying or doing anything.
I actually even think if we have 12 teams competing in the Ghana Premier League and you have a sponsor, even the money will be good enough for the 10 teams.
The boss have go be.
It will be better. So we're going to create something which is going to be a very good product for everyone to enjoy. But if we continue to expand the numbers, they were thinking of going to 20 and all that, you are going to dilute the system.
So this is Game Plan on Joy 99.7 FM. So what more can we say, Charlie? The reason I like this show is not because I'm part of it. You know, I mentioned before I went out 2 weeks ago, guys, that the week before I was listening to the show in the car. Right. Then my visa done, so I had to go pick up.
Quick.
You
Quick
know.
one.
So I spent the last 2 weeks out there, and I was in Manchester with George Ado. So he went to show me the Manchester City and United Academy, and the coach Hine. That is one of the teams in the area that is feeding the United team.
Thank you.
And so I saw with my eyes the 6-year-olds. Charlie, be funny, keke. Bro, first of all, I had to tell somebody, say the facility they were playing, it's built by so it's like Anglican church, so like Christ the King.
Yeah.
Them a sports facility inside Christ the King.
Yeah.
Like here in Accra, or like some St. Kizito Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Like inside, the day inside. It's better than Kaneshi Sports Complex,
I no go shock.
bro.
Gary,
It's not even a joke.
Gary, I'm not going to demoralize you.
Yeah.
When Midiama went to Nigeria, the Nigeria coach said they don't have a facility. How can they come and beat them? Team without a pack.
You understand? So like
Yeah,
this
he
was
wasn't wrong,
for 6
but he lost too.
6 to 8 year olds. So you know the Kochini guys came to Ghana 3 weeks ago
Yeah.
to come and look for 6 to 8, and I mean once I went to see what potentially the kids they will take from Ghana, what they will go and do there. You know that when they get there, they be sorted already.
Yes.
You understand? So
Yes.
starting from even the facility.
That should have brought my
And
fans now.
this is not the community. This is not the community park. This is like a church.
Church. them
Now,
also.
the reason why I'm even saying the church is that, you see, if you say you are building a sports center, it has to comply with state regulations.
Yes.
So this is where the leadership comes in.
Okay, like you can't go and build Astro.
No.
Play something.
Yeah, you can't say that you are in Madina something constituency, so you have money, so you are building something sports hall.
Just like that.
Just like that. No, it must comply with the local bylaws and standards, so that they know that, oh, Danny, you say you have money, you're a rich man. Yeah, you say in Ghana they say untumi to sikeni phone. No, but the state will tell you that who ska but you bet on your
Yes.
Thank you.
You will tell if you want to build something for the community to use. Yes, if you like, take your money.
Yeah.
But if you will build it, this is how we do it.
If you say take your money, Ghanaians will come and tell you someone wants to do something for the community.
Yeah, no, Muftau, this thing you are saying it like a joke, but it's a serious problem.
It's a serious problem. That's who
if
we
I have
are.
my money, I can literally right now go and say I'm building a police station and hand it over to the police and build it the way I want because I'm a rich man.
Yeah.
We have one
Front
in this
door and
city.
back door.
Look, with front door and back door,
Thank
we
you.
have one police station in this country. It's 20 minutes from this location.
Quick one.
It is not the standard of a police station.
But it's a police station.
Because it's like a building.
Yeah.
It's like a luxurious building, but it's like a police station because it's can you we see them out. And I remember when somebody pointed it out at the time they built it, Ghanaians said, "Who was Ska? You Ghana now you can't build police station."
You know, guys, they give you something you don't do know.
You see, so that's the point. I was told, so I was asking questions. I was saying, "Oh, the Anglican Church they've submitted the plan of the building to the council."
Yeah, city council.
Yeah, the city council.
They've approved.
And they say you have your money.
Okay.
But if you are building it for kids to come and play here, safety standards.
Thank you.
So the steps cannot be some way. Now what even killed you see is the little things.
Yeah.
An elderly lady, because it's half term in the UK. So this whole week they're home. So an elderly lady came with her grandkids to the place. The elderly lady is old and frail, but she's able to drive. So at the community center at the sports hall, the parking space where they park the cars, the pavement blocks, yes, is lower than what is in the rest of the city. Why? Because they know that elderly people come there and their cars are lower than the ordinary cars that you and I drive.
Right.
So the bumper
Brandon, Brandon.
So the bumper, you see the way the car did down.
Yeah.
Not for scratch.
It's not for scratch.
We are here.
So
every
she
day,
knows
majority
that.
this, majority that.
She knows that when she comes to the sports hall, she can drive herself and her grandkids there, but she can't go to the supermarkets because there the thing is higher. So starting from there, then you go inside. The things are such that 6 and 7 year olds can climb some things because it is for children. So other sports halls that are meant for certain age groups, they're all built. They're also different. All the way to the aquatic center that was built for the Olympics and handed over to the city council or to the community. Those ones were repurposed from the Olympic standard to community standard so that the people in the community can use it.
God, I have
Then
a
you see
question
the
to
training.
ask you.
Yes.
It's a question I want to ask.
Yes.
So God, they create we. Why Ghana?
No, I don't think, and you see, obviously, when you see these things, you ask yourself, I don't think that God has been discriminatory. Because guess what? The people who came to this studio 3 weeks ago, they are of Ghanaian descent.
Yeah.
So they are in a system and it works.
No.
So the people,
they are in a system that works.
So yeah, so the people
If they
who
come here, do we have a system
No,
that is
it
going
is
to guide
not.
these things?
And you see, in defense of Ghana, and so that you see, we are taking a solutions mindset with the way we do a lot of our things these days. There's no law that we don't have in Ghana. We know that.
Yes.
I've not looked inside a PE regulation. I'm sure Ghana education.
No,
Sure.
So the laws are there,
It's
but they are very
implementation.
relaxed.
Do you understand? I'm sure if you go to the GES right now and we call somebody from GES, they have all these.
Let them go give you.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? It's in there. So even and what even impressed me was that between age groups, you can't be a coach for I think 13 to 16-year-olds. You need a different qualification for 13 to 16-year-olds
Thank you.
than a qualification from 6 to 9-year-olds.
I was telling. I think I was on this show that I said that Pep Guardiola can't coach the Spanish under 17.
Yes,
He's not qualified.
Yes, he's not qualified to do that.
He's not a youth coach.
So the GFA cannot say that they cannot just issue a release, or the Spanish FA cannot issue a release that Xavi, he's good for Barcelona, so we are taking him to under 17.
Yes.
No,
Like the way Master Konedu was moved to go and coach.
you
under
understand?
17.
You can't be assistant coach and go and do that. And I was so impressed. So somebody brought the child, and they said, no, can you handle my child for me? He said, no, I can. He said, no, I'm not. He said, he's not. He doesn't have the something certificate because he can't coach. He's not.
He's not trained to
He's not
coach
trained.
kids
Yes, from
that age.
Yes.
because he has to pass
Yes.
psychology, all
Yes.
those other things. So for me, it's not like we can't do it. It is just a simple case of we don't want to do it.
No, I also think it's a simple case of leadership. a case of leadership because leadership has failed to take responsibility
When you talk about leadership,
and provide
when you talk about
that
leadership-
responsibility.
No, wait.
Leadership in the sense that
Government, GFA, what I say?
if
government and GFA.
Government and GFA.
Okay.
So I walk into the studio. Gary says, Muftao, you should be here by 1:15. I walk in at 1:20. Gary says nothing. He has given me the room to do whatever I want to do. But if I walk in at 1:20 and Gary says, Muftao, you were 5 minutes late. This is not acceptable. It shouldn't happen again. Next time, Muftao will be here at 1:10. Because there is a leader who provides that oversight responsibility of whatever Muftao does. But if there is a leeway for everyone to do whatever he wants to do, then it means that leadership has failed. And I think that the government of Ghana, the Ghana Football Association, they are the people who must take responsibility for all of these things. If they want us to create a system that is going to help football and sports in general in this country, there should be a specific policy that guides every single discipline and who manages what.
Charlie,
so we don't have that now.
Now the discussion will turn, because if you start talking about policy, we won't finish now. Let me get some comments now here on Game Plan on Joe 99.7 FM. Quite a number. So it looks like you guys have enjoyed. From Martin Koopman, you see, we have traced the Martin Koopman all the way to national. You see, so everything is linked. Gabriel says Danny's observation is true. Anytime I go to watch training sessions of soccer teams in the country, small posts are being used. The boys keep the ball in their halves for most of the time, passing the ball amongst themselves. What this means is that they are training to become midfielders and defenders. No attempts at goal. Right. This one is from Nino Teno. So he says they can't enforce all these things Sicho spoke about, because in enforcing these things, they'll step on the toes of their friends. That's a big one. They will need the votes of these friends at the next Congress. This is one of our biggest problems, Nino T says. Thank you, Nino T, for your thoughts. This is from... I just got it right now. Okay. Kweku Morgan from Kaswa says, okay, this was not meant for this show. I just saw a comment and I lost it. Yes, Koopman spoke my mind excellently, says Godwin from North Kaneshi. Who are our strikers as Ghana as a whole nation? Semenyo has 1 goal in the EPL after 9 matches. Nigeria has riches in abundance all over Europe, banging in the goals. Victor Boniface already on 10 goals this season. How come every time they can get about 10 top strikers, they can always call on? We should just bury our pride and learn how the Nigerians are producing top quality strikers always. But just tongue in cheek as well. The Nigerians on their shows are also saying that the Nigerians should come and watch Ghana and how we produce our midfielders. Because you watch Nigeria, Charlie.
Nigerians are just lucky with the goal scorers they have now. There's no method to it.
There's no method to
Yeah,
it. There was a piece on the Athletic, and they spoke to a couple of Nigerians, and there's no really method to it.
There's no method to it.
It's just has happened.
It just boom.
That at this point in time, they are producing
the boys have found
prolific,
their way somewhere.
strikers. So it's not like So
same problems.
as somebody said, Ghana and Nigeria, all of us, our anyhowness is legendary.
Charlie.
Our anyhowness is legendary. Anyway, so these are some of the comments that have come in. Let's know what you think. Next up, Manchester Derby. Danny, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, before we go to the Manchester Derby, I want to pray for 2 of my brothers.
Who?
Andre Onana and Harry Maguire.
But it's all part of the Manchester
Derby. I need
Derby.
to pray for them.
Okay.
I need to pray for them.
Okay.
First of all, I want to thank God for their lives.
Amen.
Amen.
Especially Jacob.
Amen.
Yeah, Jacob Harry Maguire, my very good friend.
God bless
I
him.
told him to stay and fight for
I
his
don't know who
position.
calls him Jacob.
God bless
Oh
him.
yeah, we are on first.
Yeah.
Son of Jacob.
Okay.
You see, I told him to stay and fight for his position.
Okay.
And our God is working overtime. Oh Lord, I just want to thank you for the lives of Andre and Jacob.
Father, you are massive.
We have suffered a lot this season.
Everything you do is blessed.
Insults upon insults.
And insults will stop anytime soon. They will be celebrated.
But on Wednesday, say it was Wednesday.
Father,
Lord, you showed your hand strong.
Amen.
powerful hand.
You see, you make a way where there seems to be no way.
Because you create the way.
In the eyes of man,
God,
it looked poor.
Father,
It looked like there was no way.
because we don't see.
But Lord, you guided the head of Jacob onto that ball.
You are a father who guides when needed.
And it hit the back of the net. Ta!
And everyone cheered. Father Lord, we thank you.
Lord, we thought the devil was going to use Scott McTominay
And devil cannot survive in an area where God is.
to destroy what Jacob had done.
And Jacob, Father, you created Jacob.
But God, you used the right hand of Andre
God, the right hand was created to be strong.
to save that last minute penalty. Oh Lord, you turned a situation that had no hope into a situation of victory.
Because you are a father who gives hope to the hopeless.
So we thank you that you send this blessing to Sunday.
And every day we will glorify your name.
God, we beg, if we lose Impo, don't let Jacob do Ongo. I beg you.
Jacob will not do ongo.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Father, we bless you.
Hey!
Joy 99.7 FM.
See, it's not a prayer, it's a backing vocalist for me. It's not a prayer.
It's not like you guys have said.
It's a backing vocalist for me.
No, it's not good. You guys will go office or church.
Charlie, you know what? We'll be right back. Why? We'll be right back.
Influence them to demand money so that you also get money. I think people are underrating footballers.
If people say Kwesi Nyantakyi is as corrupt as they claim, why can't they contest him and take him out of position?
They are all cowards. Yes, they don't even have the confidence to stand up to you. The money was transferred to the Bank of Ghana.
So it's the birthday of Kwesi Nyantakyi today. It's the birthday of Kwesi Nyantakyi. So his one of his last public interviews was with Muftau, and that's what I've played with you. It was on Joy News Prime Take. It aired. I'm looking at the date. Oh, about a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago.
It ends every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. So tomorrow is
No.
Yofi Boham.
Yofi Boham, yeah.
Yes.
But this was one of the last public interviews
He's had. Yeah.
he's had because after the announcement he's rarely spoken.
Yeah.
It's probably the last.
It's probably the last public interview he's done as well. So Kwesi Nyantakyi, happy birthday to you.
He's now 54.
Oh, 54.
Wow. Yeah.
Charlie.
He's 54.
And I would never tell him saying, do you know how old Kwesi was when he became GFA president?
36.
36.
Yeah.
And like your man become president.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
FIFA vice president.
Charlie, FIFA vice president. Chief,
FIFA council member. Because he was a FIFA council member
at the
then.
time. Yeah. So happy birthday to Kwesi Nyantakyi. Happy birthday also to Mr. Sigismund Victor Quaycrab, MD of
Still
Total
like
Filling.
it.
You say?
Go. I'm coming there.
MD of Total Filling Station in Ho.
Fantastic.
On this special day, your wife and kids wish you a happy birthday. God bless you abundantly and thank you for the love and care you've shown us all these years. We love you, from your daughter Elsie as well. So 2 birthday shouts we have here.
Let me enter one birthday shout.
Yeah, give me.
Happy birthday to my sweet, lovely sister.
Oh,
Our lawyer. Charlie Fafa. Where we the lover?
she has been called to the bar.
Oh no, like 15 years ago.
15 years. Okay.
Yeah. She's top.
Fafa.
Your big sister.
Yeah.
Sunday,
all your boys are coming home.
How many boys?
We have 5.
5 boys and 1 girl.
5 boys and 1 girl. She's the top.
What a troubled house.
All of us are coming. all your boys are coming home. As always, every Sunday it's a ritual. All of us will meet. So all of us are coming home special this time on this Sunday.
What are you eating?
But one day she will decide. But Charlie, happy birthday to her. She's so lovely.
She's so lovely.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Fafa, may God bless you. Muftau is talking because he wants to follow the boys and
The
come
boys
and
can
eat.
come home. Charlie, you see,
I'm free on Sunday.
You see, look, as I came from the UK, you know, I've not been in Ghana for even 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So please,
Oi.
let them do some fufu and soup, innit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some fufu and soup, innit? And some drinks, you know? And I'm not in the mood for fruit juices. Okay, Charlie. So the prayer is trending. Michael Nimo, our salesman who is freshly married, he's back from honeymoon. Look at the message he sends me. My wife. Oh, Charlie. My wife. Oh, Charlie.
Join the party.
My wife.
Oh, Charlie. Join the club.
Hey, see, Michael Nimo and me, we went to school, NOS school, primary and GSS. Me and Michael Nimo, I've known this guy. I've worked at multimedia almost a year. He's never said a girlfriend before. Today, he said, my wife. My wife.
Now with full vim, he said my wife.
He said, my wife, they listen, Danny. She laughed, die. My wife. Oh,
you spot her, Danny. Give up.
What's the wife's name?
Nemo wife, oh Nemo, oh Nemo wife, oh Nemo, wifey.
Wife. My wife is all we need to eat. Nemo finally. He's
Charlie.
a man.
It's okay.
Muftawai. Charlie, Muftawai.
Why?
Muftawai.
With a thing.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
And somebody has even sent a message. He said, what the heck is happening in the studio? And who is the backing vocalist? Mom Daniel. Oh,
Charlie.
you know, I know if you read this one.
He said tough for you.
Yeah. Oh, he said, Mom Daniel Jimmy. Oh, so that's what he wrote. Oh, Daniel, no see. He said, Mom Danny, pow, hey, I call him and the backing vocalist Asana breakfast for this prayer. Nana Kwesi, please, we are waiting. The breakfast, do I'm for, because you can't give only Danny and Mufta. We are making the show, all of us are making the show what it is. Sweet good afternoon. I'm bedroom Pep Guardiola from La Paz. Charlie, United spoiled my bet sleep on Tuesday, and I blame you guys and Onana for saving the penalty. Hey, Namia.
You can't go court United to lose. United to Copenhagen to draw.
He said 1.5.
I got 1.5.
I asked you if United can win or draw over 1.5, and you didn't answer me, especially Danny. I haven't been able to sleep since Tuesday. The 300,000. Oh, he was supposed to win 300,000. He's gone. Charlie Fire Empire.
Remember, we have gotten like 30,000 out of it. Quick.
Like if you win, I'm not gonna safe.
Don't mind him. He's talking as if you are
in
one.
the sports zone, he sent me message saying they can't win 300,000. When I say if you win, make a call me.
You know, mind you. Yeah. So big shouts to Michael Nimo. You were asking for the name. Elisha, I think the name is
Elisha.
Thank
you for the
listening. So they married on the 23rd. The same day they did the
empty the tank.
The mono.
Yeah.
Fix the country. So Fento and I went to the wedding. The reception started at 5 p.m. So you know the time they finish.
Easy.
Like 11.
So I hear Danny say Ellie, Shasha, Ellie, Shasha.
Charlie moved out. Why? Charlie with the bag. Marian Toure said, so the pre-show watching, what happened? Oh, you remember Marian Toure the last time I hosted? I said Marian Toure. Marian Toure said she has watching for us. And it was supposed to be last week, but because I was not here, it didn't come.
Charlie,
so
next week we didn't get problem.
So Mariam, I beg you, next week
you have a problem.
Like for do on today.
We are here. Like
for brown fence.
Let's go shock me. It go shock me.
We will not pass.
So Mariam, I beg. The watching no. Fence is coming next week.
So make provision for him.
So make provision for him because. Okay.
Somewhere.
No.
Guy,
you cannot make provision for Fent.
You say?
No day. The message
so you know what some.
The message come with Fent no day. So Fent, how can they make provision for someone with no day?
But next week Fent will be here. He'll be here.
Next week it will send a different message.
Anyway, so ahead of the Manchester derby, okay, last message. Please tell Danny, hey, this one is coming from +49. +49 is where? Germany or where? Check for me. Please tell Danny to pray for his school for the NSMQY. Tell him his prayer must work. Morrison from Dortmund. Okay, yeah, from Germany. From Germano. Anyway, so guys, we have about 20 minutes to talk about the Manchester derby. Or you go like talk some small Champions League put inside.
Classico de Manchester derby.
The Classico it be some way.
Slow.
It makes slow. But
Champions League have nothing happen.
Eh?
Champions League nothing happen. Everything that happened. It had to happen. But Champions League, what's the big deal?
Onana and this one do.
The point is they share some way. Capito he's still the captain. Capito score.
Thank you. The true captain.
Where Nana makes save.
The one and only true captain.
He's after the armband you can keep it, but the natural we all know.
But you know what I love about, I mean, his interview, he really sounded relieved. Yeah. He said he's proud of the way he has acted.
Yes.
No. He's
let's spend some 2 minutes on them.
On Maguire.
Yeah. Around that time, he almost flared up when he went and posted after they took the captaincy.
Yeah. You remember that post he did?
Yeah, he was disappointed.
But he had to remain composed. And Charlie, you wouldn't come across professionals more than this gentleman. He's gone through a lot.
No, Harry Maguire has really behaved.
Harry Maguire,
top professional.
Man United, Ole, Ten Hag have been unfair to the guy. You see, and that is why this guy deserves some credits. Southgate. When Maguire has played for England, he's consistently been. It's not once, twice. He has consistently.
Period.
In the last 6 years, 2018, he has been their best centre back ahead of everybody, including Pep Guardiola, John Stones. Since think about it. All the England centre backs, when they wear the national team shirt,
everything.
When they wear the national team shirt, Maguire has been better than all of them, all their centre backs. So credit to Southgate. When Ole brought in Maguire, Ole was playing counter-attacking football, which means McTominay and Fred are protecting the back four. Maguire can organize the back, sit deep, and then they enjoy. That is how he's excelled at Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester, they break on the counter. Indeed, will sit deep. Maguire defense where they go. The second season after Ole had finished second, Ole wanted to feel like he had arrived. So he wanted to be more expansive. Play a high line. And you know that when you want to use Maguire, it is impossible for him to play that high line, especially if that midfield cannot hold. So he exposed him brilliantly. And as a coach, signing a player for 80 million,
what an oxymoron. Exposed him brilliantly.
Yes.
That's a proper oxymoron there.
Yes. No, as a coach, when you pay 80 million for a player, you should know everything about the player, what works for the player, what won't work. So for only to have straight away after a season change that start to play that way, it wasn't fair to Maguire.
Lack of planning.
Secondly, when Eric Ten Hag came to the club, I don't think he gave Maguire enough opportunity to prove to him that he could fit into his test. See, everybody struggled at the start. Even Martinez struggled at the start. Then they started picking up. But the way he actually flashed out Maguire, to the extent that there were games where there was no centre back, but he preferred to play Luke Shaw, that would have killed the guy's confidence. But the only place Maguire could pick his confidence from was England. And anytime there was the opportunity, Gary Southgate knew that the boy was a better centre back. I'm not saying Maguire is the best centre back, but I'm saying that he hasn't been treated fairly. But credit to him, because in this summer he could have easily left the club. But when he's had this opportunity in this system where the team can't even press high, so somehow they even have to sit. You see, you know what Maguire is playing well.
Yeah.
Man United cannot play expansive football because anytime they open up too much, people are running through them.
They don't press.
Man United can't set a high line because the press is not coordinated. So this even Man United team is playing somewhat even deeper than we thought they would play. And Maguire has come to fit in. John Evans has come to fit in. The space behind them to run and recover is not even big. So they are thriving. And now Maguire has taken this opportunity in the absence of Martinez and at times Varane. And then listen, he showed Ten Hag that you didn't believe in me, but I've got the quality. And credit full marks to him. Not only because of the goal, but it's one of the match performance over the weekend. And the way he conducted himself after that early blip in the Champions League against Copenhagen. But listen, it is Sheffield, it is Burnley, it is Copenhagen. It is Sheffield, it is Burnley, it is Copenhagen. These are not teams that tells you the form in which any player or any team is in. So you be careful to want to overstep it. But credit to Ghana as well. It's had a shaky start to life, but big save.
Big save. So Charlie, as we've entered the Manchester derby now, be that.
Quick.
So let's start from Maguire. How central can he be? And if Pep wants to expose him, what will Ten Hag have to do to expose Maguire on Sunday? Let's start from there. Danny.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
This question they have to answer. You want to ask me?
Erling Haaland, yeah.
So guys, it will be difficult.
Yeah.
It will be very, very difficult.
I mean, so let's to set the tone. The Opta supercomputer says Man City are 50% likely to win the game.
Charlie,
50.
Yeah.
50%.
50.2%.
50.2.
Yeah, that's
But
low.
then-
That's low.
Yeah,
That's low.
That's, yeah.
That's low.
Considering the form United is in.
Yeah.
But to be honest, City themselves have not been at their best. So that gives United fans some small hope. But again, the fact that every single team this season has had a chance against Manchester United. The only game United have been comfortable was the Carabao Cup game against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And that was a second string Crystal Palace team. When the true Palace came over in that weekend, they beat Man United. United have struggled in every single game. And the problems are recurring. They are problems that everybody knows. And when your problems are that glaring, you don't expect Pep Guardiola not to see. So it is scary for me. From a Man United point of view, it is scary. And when you look back at last season, how well United did, the game at Old Trafford, the FA Cup final, how they were able to hold Manchester City, in a way, they had that extra industrious midfielder. This time around, when I look at the off-the-ball movement of Amrabat, it can't compare to what Fred was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know whether, and I that's what I'm suggesting that Eric Ten Hag should do. To keep yourself in the game as long as possible, he should pack that midfield. We saw him do it in the game.
So a midfield of,
I'll go with Casemiro, Amrabat, and McTominay.
yeah, he'll work.
Person who cannot pass.
He'll work.
He'll work. Look,
And you give him specific instructions.
look. If Man City gets
Mutao,
a
you get
grip
it.
on that game,
Give him specific instructions.
and he's done it before. Last season he did it with Fred. He packed it with Fred, Casemiro, and then it was Eriksen. But we saw Bruno dropping into that midfield to add more industry to the midfield. But I don't know what he'll do with the front. The only person who should be starting there based on merit is Højlund. For the guy in the number 10 shirt, me if I was him, he would have left the club 3 years ago. But that's another topic for another day. Look, if United allow City to have a grip of that game in the midfield, just like what we've seen with every team that has done to United this season, they can dictate where United players should go. They can dictate where the ball should go. Listen, we saw with Tottenham Hotspur. The full game, Tottenham were not at their best. But when they settled into the game, when Bissouma got a grip of the game, you could literally tell that when they wanted Man United to press at this area, Man United will press at that area and create space for them here.
Yeah.
They were literally moving United where they wanted it to, where they wanted to move them around. And if Man United allows Rodri to get a grip of the game, Charlie, we could be looking at
Cricket
and
scores.
especially because the way Maguire defends, or he's been defending in the last 3 games, is sort of the thing that Haaland does. He loves.
Yeah.
He wants you
Tight.
to tight. Thank you.
Tight.
So 1-on-1, let's go. And if you leave him with those 1-on-1 duels, in as much as in the last 6 seasons, Maguire has one of the highest ratings when it comes to individual duels.
Yeah.
I think, look, with the pace of Haaland, it go hard.
And the strength as well.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because when you listen to Ten Hag talk about Maguire, he said he's defending the way we want him to defend. And when you look at how Varane defends, how Martinez defends, they are tight on. They are very tight to the attackers. They don't want them to turn and face them. And that's what, as I said, rightly said, Maguire has done in the last 3 games. He's been very confrontational.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been Maguire for a very long time. Maguire is more or less withdrawing into the space to make sure that he sees you approaching him. But now he's going tight. And Erling Haaland is brilliant, again, rightly as he said, with that. Once you go tight on Erling Haaland, he's pinning one of his centre-backs. And once he pins one of his centre-backs, City have got incredible runners around them. And I worry very much for Man United because I don't trust Man United's wingers or forward wide players in one-on-one against defenders. They can't dribble.
Yeah.
Rashford tries, but Anthony doesn't. He never dribbles. If you play Bruno there, he's not a dribbler. But Doku can. He will dribble. Bernardo will dribble. Grealish can dribble. And even if you pin Foden there, he can skip past people. And Man United's weakest points now in the team as well, part of that is the fullbacks they have. Dalo can defend one-on-one. He needs help. Reguilon can defend one-on-one. He needs help. It is not Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. So these are the spaces where I think City will find a lot of joy. In those isolation of the fullbacks of Man United, Doku versus somebody.
Right.
The Foden or Grealish or Bernardo Silva versus somebody. It could be tricky. And again, if Rodri dictates the play, and nobody's close to him enough. And that is why I think Højlund will be important. I think even though he's going to be the striker, he has to be dropping deep too. He's got the presence, the physicality, the energy to occupy that space to make Rodri a bit uncomfortable. But ultimately, I don't see how United, I might be wrong, but I don't see how United beat City. Last season, under Erik ten Hag, Old Trafford was a no-go area for anybody. So it held in how well they performed last season. The worrying thing is this season, Old Trafford is nothing to anybody.
That's the winning zone.
We saw Copenhagen go to Old Trafford and didn't deserve to walk out of the game with a defeat.
Gala,
right? I mean, United got the win, but Copenhagen deserved something or the balance of the play. Galatasaray completely, went to Old Trafford and then brushed over Man United.
Even Brentford.
Then we saw Brentford come to Old. Brentford have had a terrible start to the season.
Oh, father of Old Trafford.
Then we saw Crystal Palace as well come to Old Trafford to come and play. Even Wolverhampton Wanderers on match day 1 didn't deserve to lose at Old Trafford. So Old Trafford now had become a fortress for Ten Hag last season. It's now an open gate for everybody to walk through, and that is where I fear for him
Open gate.
Open gate.
Anyway, so guys, we are getting this comment as well, and it will be a very nice dovetail into that topic for just a few minutes.
Yeah.
My guys, the Clásico no make slow bia, and this is from Hope, Dumasi Krobo. He says in response to what we said, the match has become a bit dull. It's still the biggest, no matter what you do or say. Well, Hope, I mean, the evidence suggests that even the hype around the game, in terms of the football, is very good. So that's what I want to.
Yeah.
It has lost its star power for a while, but the way the two teams are going in the next 2 years, it could get some of its luster back.
Yeah, it could.
Bellingham,
Vinicius,
and then on the Barca side, Lewandowski.
John Felix, if he stays and he plays well,
yes, it can get some of this hype.
Somewhere we can buy some players.
Yeah, but how important is the game tomorrow?
I think it is important because of how close they are in terms of points on the table.
Yeah.
Largely for Barcelona, you have some injuries. Lewandowski didn't train with the squad, I understand, yesterday. He might maybe do that today and maybe get into the squad. But Barca have got massive injury problems. And the players that are injured for Barcelona are players that help them gain control of games. Pedri, De Jong, Gavi at times. When these two players have not played, Barca have struggled to control games as they like. But Daniel and I had this conversation over pre-season for Real Madrid when Carlo Ancelotti changed the style of Real Madrid and played that 4-3-1-2.
Yeah.
And when we had that conversation, I said I would always want to see teams, big teams or teams that are comfortable with possession, play against this Madrid new system, because if they can build that from the back, what that means is that straight away Madrid are pressing very narrow. So the fullbacks are going to be very useful for the opponent that can keep the ball. And we saw signs of that when they played against Atletico Madrid.
Yep.
So when you see Atletico Madrid's game, it was so easy for Atletico Madrid using Sao or Llorente to get into crossing positions. So almost all the chances they created were from those positions. Yeah. And when you see the chances that Madrid have considered this season, they've not been central. They've been crosses coming in from the wide area because Rodrigo or Joselu and Vinicius are already narrow in the front too. So teams start the border from the back, and then straight forward they are facing your fullbacks in either Garcia or Mendy, Ceballos, whoever plays, and the crosses are coming in. Unfortunately for Real Madrid, Carvajal now and then Garcia when he plays, or Ferland Mendy are not great at defending back posts. Especially Garcia is not physically dominating. Carvajal is good player, is good defender, but not necessarily defending back posts. So they have a problem there. So I want to see how Barcelona, when they border from the back, they use that. Now for Barcelona as well, they've got Joao Cancelo. playing as a fullback.
Scary.
They've got Balde playing as a fullback. So if Madrid are not going to start the press from stopping the ball from getting to them and force them central, when Madrid have got the superpower. Because when it comes central, Fede, Tchouaméni, Cruz, Modric, Bellingham, if Camavinga, in fact whoever plays, that place is hot. But if Madrid are going to concede the width to Barca, for Barca to start building up, then Balde, Cancelo can advance, and once they advance, there is trouble. So I want to see if Carlo is going to tweak something, pin Vinicius on Cancelo, and also tweak something, get Fede on Balde. We would see, but I understand already that maybe Xavi is contemplating using Araujo in the right area, which suggests that maybe he's afraid of the threat maybe Vinicius poses if Carlo decides to shift those players there.
Nice one. So we've previewed Manchester Derby and El Clasico in 4 minutes, only on game plan. So the games kick off respectively 3:30 p.m. So that's the Manchester Derby, 3:30 p.m. Ghana time, and then 2:15 p.m. So the Clasico is tomorrow. It's 2:15 p.m. and then the Manchester Derby is Sunday 3:30.
Yes,
3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
So we will take from 4 p.m. on Sports Arena.
We'll start at 3:30.
We'll start at 3:30. Okay, so we'll have that game live here on Joy FM. That's Manchester City, Man United, versus Man City. Man City versus Man United will be on second match.
But guy, you have to stop that thing.
What's up?
Ronaldo scored 2 billion goals
You know, do
Where was that?
on Wednesday.
Where?
Oh,
In the Asian Champions League.
You don't do graphic.
You people have not said anything about it on the show. But me, I don't watch you people. It's okay.
You don't do graphic.
No, me, I don't talk. Me, I don't go talk.
But Messi in team, no.
The guy scored 2 super legs foot goals. But you put a do by us.
Where is score?
I don't go talk.
he's going in the Asian Champions League.
No, I watched the game actually. I actually watched the game. I was here.
On the commentary. You forgot. George and I mentioned it.
I was here.
We mentioned it on the commentary. Yeah.
Wanted graphic.
Wanted graphic.
Because when Messi scored some goal, you did graphic.
Graphic.
No, but we did one for Ronaldo and Messi.
I'm talking about this midweek.
Yo, we go
Specific
do
Cristiano, but it's okay.
We go do it, Charlie.
I say Joy Sports, you probably coming like ESPN put the way they like this.
No, this allegation here.
This allegation here, we're not gonna take out.
But me, I'm a Ronaldo guy.
We're not gonna take out.
I'm a Ronaldo guy.
Ronaldo scored
No. In as much as you're a Ronaldo guy, the Joy Sports editorial system is different. We are not biased.
It's okay.
We are not biased.
So let's see it.
All right, let's
see it.
And then make her go make some money and come.
Take one.
Game plan is brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience. Betway by Bet Your Way. It's also brought to you by the Africa Football League. This week they are the semi-finals and it's live on Joy Prime.
Without the play rough.
Hey, bro! And you know what? They beat me about African Football
3
League.
North African teams are in the
Not just that. Asamoah is a summarizer.
Let me I tell us Monko.
Asamoah is a summarizer.
Yes, Monko.
Look, Al-Ali versus Simba. He was a color.
You see the current blaster players.
Yeah.
Someone you know you be from.
Sure.
You see, if you play well to a certain level, these are the things.
You see, John Petro has
post
been
your
doing
career.
all
John
this
Petro did the Chan tournament.
The things he's saying, no. You see, when baby just talks about strikers' movements,
Pause it. The guy is the penalty.
And listen again.
The guy is the penalty. Say, I've been there before.
I only do some move, I only do some move. Where you say, oh, Egyptian team something.
Yeah.
When I played and we scored them 6. I was behind my TV and I said,
The boys made them listen.
no, but you see, this is what it means when you have Ghanaians there.
Oh yes.
This was there for Chan.
You understand?
And Chan is.
Charlie, my producer said, make I read this. We
get-
give baby Jet money.
Yes.
Oh, you make money. Okay, so it's brought to you by African Football League. Watch it live on Joy Prime from now to the 11th of November. It's on Joy. You can watch all the matches there. We'll bring out the fixtures for this weekend on our socials and on the website as well. So Betway are saying that you should go for gold and bet risk-free on the new season with Betway. Use the golden booking code found on Betway site to bet on selected match weeks and get 100% back as a free bet on any losses. You always get more with Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Always not for people under the age of 18. For Petrosol, you know that every drop matters just as every penny counts. Take no risk. In times like these, all you need is value for your money. Look no further. Drive to the next Petrosol fuel station and get accurate quantity of high quality fuel. Be a happy customer. Fill with smiles. Drive more miles and save some money. Petrosol, your clean fuel in fuel quantity. So, let's go to the J&G Retreat Center, which offers attractive discounts to corporate bodies for strategic planning and sales retreats. So if you want to, if you have a church and your leaders also want to come and do their retreat and stuff, go to J&G Retreat Center. Call them 0244 333335 0244 333335. Where is it located? It's located 2 minutes drive after Central University in Miocho as well. I've read about the African Football League and I said we will get you the fixtures on our website pretty shortly. Duraplus says, who's your guy? Your only G for life. Who's got your back? Duraplus Ghana Limited have the water tank, and it has the water level indicator to let you know the accurate water that you are having available. At Duraplus, precision is a virtue we trust most, hence our consistency. Call Duraplus today, 0242-818-874. Duraplus says, where Duraplus goes, water flows. Pop Chain Records Night is here. Are you ready for the dance party of a lifetime? The Rotary Club of Accra Airports, Joy 99.7 in the Gold Coast Restaurant bring you the 2023 Pop Chain Records Night, a special dance party to raise funds for the breast cancer awareness and screening. To support this worthy cause and initiative, you can send your donation by dialing star 714 star 003 star 1 hash and follow the prompts. Pop Chain Records 2023 is here. See you there. And don't forget to patronize the Edgard Hotel in Tema. Indulge in the epitome of comfort and luxury at Edgard. It's off the hospital road, link exit, 30 minutes away from the airport, or contact us on 0303 324072 as well. So that's Edgard Hotel. All right. So the show is over. I'm Gary Osman. Thank you to Sicho, Danny, and Muftal. Shout out to Fento in Italy, doing Italy things as well. We'll be back next week.